Packrafting in Mexico's outback has posed many challenges.
Humping the rafts for 3.5 days wasn't worth it.
However, it's been accompanied by the most unbelievable views and the best of company.
This is so good.
Despite the previous day's hardships, we pushed ahead to complete what we started.
It's kind of our last hope on this trip. We have a timeline. Realistically, we're not going to meet that timeline, So my dudes, it's day 4. We are 12 kilometers behind, but we have a buffer day, so we're gonna use that buffer day. That's gonna put us back on track. Yeah, we have another 13-kilometer day ahead of us, and that's what we've been averaging every day is about 13K, so we know we'll be able to do it, but we gotta go, so.
It was such a beautiful morning. Although it did start out with us heaving the rafts over the rocks, day 4 felt different. My body was tired, yes, but I felt at peace. I guess at this point we fell into a routine. Just put one foot in front of the other and take each obstacle as they come. Eventually, we approached our first Class 3 rapid.
So this is all clear. If you go down a rapid and you hurt yourself, this is the signal. If you're fine, like if let's say you flip over but you're fine, double tap on the head. Again, not a thumbs up, just double tap on the head.
I was a bit nervous going in, but the safety speech gave me the reassurance I needed. There was nothing left to do but proceed.
Alright, when I pull you through, just make sure you don't whack my head with the paddle. Ready?
Okay, it wasn't as scary as I thought. That rapid in the bag, we were led into this beautiful canyon. There was much more paddling today, which was refreshing. But the most refreshing thing was not being encumbered by the mental battles. It was so nice to be fully present in such a remarkable place. We paddled for a few more hours, and eventually we came around a bend with what could only be described as something out of Jurassic Park. This was the perfect opportunity to take a small break. As we were resting, I looked up and noticed something peculiar on the rock walls above us.
Look at these. Yeah. I don't think that's graffiti. There's a hot spring here. You can tell the locals use it because there's like a man-made wall. Wow.
It's hot. Oh my god, it burns my sunburn.
Oh. This is so good.
Warm after showers and baths the last few days.
Oh no, I won't be able to get up.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Be here for the next 4 days.
Yeah. Send the helicopter.
Want to get in on this, Rodrigo?
You're missing
You know
out.
it's too hot.
So good.
We'll get used to it.
I think what we gotta do now is cold plunge and then come try to get back in. Go back in. It's packing already.
So it's the end of day 4 and it went surprisingly well. Last I left you, we had just entered the confluence. So we just stopped for lunch and we stopped at a confluence where it's like 2 rivers meet, and we were kind of hoping that by the 2 rivers meeting there'll be more water. It's kind of our last hope on this trip because there's no other like streams that feed to the river. It's kind of looking a little pitiful. But at least we know what we're in for. We were hoping for the best, but I think we're just going to get more of the same. And at least we're prepared. So we were entering the confluence, and it looked pitiful, like the river flowing into the river. It did look a little pitiful, and so we didn't have much expectations, but our hopes were high, and they were met. We were able to cover about 7K within like 3 hours. Before, we were doing 2K every 1 hour.
That evening we had a massive bonfire. It was nice to be able to sit by the fire and reflect over the past 4 days. We still had much ground to cover, but, at least for me, I wasn't going to let it worry me anymore. We would reach the end when we reached the end. And in the meantime, I was just grateful for the experience. Grateful to be doing it with such a wonderful group of people and in such a magical place. The rest of the evening we sat in silence and just watched the bonfire.
Morning. It's day 5. They're soggy and they stink. Let them be soggy.
With the help of the confluence, we had high hopes we'd be averaging more than 2 kilometers an hour now. Little did we know it was going to be excitement off the get-go. Thinking back on how difficult the first few days were, it made me wonder what it would have looked like had the water levels been at what they were previous years. But enough dwelling on the past. I was riding on the high from the rapids. And right when we didn't think it could get any better, it did.
So the original plan was to portage that whole bit in there, but because water levels are so low, we were able to make our way through on the rafts. It took longer, but it was 10 times more fun. So humping the rafts for 3.5 days, was it worth it? Yeah, it kind of was. We stopped for lunch before we head through a boulder field. We got 7.5 kilometers to camp, and it's supposed to be spectacular.
We ended up stopping early for this instead. While this wasn't our intended camp, we couldn't help ourselves as we were floating by. It was too good not to stop early, and I'm so glad we did. While each camp became better than the last, this one was my favorite. During dinner, we watched a thunderstorm take place in the distance, and not long after, it began to rain, and we called it an early night.
Day 6. Lightning storm last night was really, really cool until it started raining. I've realized that my rain cover is not waterproof, so raining in my tent last night. Very minimally, but today's our last full day in the canyon, and then tomorrow is when we paddle out. We have a really big day, so I'm calling today kind of our last day, because tomorrow's just an exit day. I gotta tape my toes because my shoes took 4 toenails. I'm not even gonna show you, it's so disgusting. So it may have rained in my tent last night, but that does also mean that the river has more water, which is going to drastically change our final 2 days.
While more water made today's experience more exhilarating, more water also means more water. Time for a Class 3 rapid.
Oh, it's my turn next. And I want to puke. Oh God, I'm nervous. Okay, straight line. To the left. Straight line. Okay, focus and breathe. Woo!
It was fun. It was like a physical puzzle that you had to figure out on the fly. It was imperative to stay focused and make a decision in the moment and commit to it. Or well, it was such a good day. Due to the rainfall, we were moving faster than ever. We were going to take full advantage of the higher water levels. Nearing the end, I couldn't help but reminisce. This has been a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and although it came with some challenges, I am grateful for them, and I am profoundly grateful for the people I got to share it with. We wouldn't have gotten through it if it wasn't together. If I was to do it again, I wouldn't change a single thing. Feeling so accomplished, we had one last surprise. The most magnificent sight on the expedition yet.
So this is where we would have camped tonight. However, because we had to drag our rafts for the first pretty much 4 days, it's put us behind schedule by a lot. And the last day, which would be tomorrow, is a 28K day, and we have a timeline. Realistically, we're not going to meet that timeline, so as much as we would love to be irresponsible and camp at this most majestic campsite ever, we have to push forward because the rain that we got last night only lasted so long. We're losing water by the minute, which means tomorrow is going to be back to dragging the raft. We want to get as many Ks in as we can today while we still have light, so yeah, this is kind of the end.
Get some tacos.
Excuse the fog, everybody. We're in a bag. Sir, that's not a good place to hang out. Hola, Julio! He just put his hand in the fire. Did you see that? That sunscreen in my eye. Got all the cobweb. Nasty.